Our other big story, the Kilpatrick corruption trial. Today, Detroit police officer Michael Fountain told the court he was threatened over tickets he gave to Bobby Ferguson.
7 Action News investigator Heather Catallo joins us from outside the federal courthouse. Heather?
Well, Officer Michael Fountain said today that when he first met Bobby Ferguson, Ferguson said to him, "Do you know who I am?" Fountain said he did not until later when Ferguson showed up with 2 of the mayor's bodyguards.
I just wanted it cleaned up. That's it.
Detroit police officer Michael Fountain says he did not have a grudge against Bobby Ferguson when he issued the former city contractor at least 10 misdemeanor tickets back in 2001. The tickets were for things like allowing litter and hazardous conditions on 2 addresses on Military in Detroit. Federal prosecutors called Officer Fountain to the stand today in the Kilpatrick corruption case. Fountain told the jury that Ferguson threatened him and made it clear he should dismiss those tickets. So he did, and the case was dropped.
That it would be in the best interest for me to dismiss those tickets back then. It was pretty much a threat on, the family, my kids.
Former Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick, his father Bernard Kilpatrick, Ferguson, and ex-Water Department Director Victor Mercado are all charged with racketeering and conspiracy. Fountain testified today that when he arrived at 36 District Court for a trial on the blight violations, he was summoned to the hallway. There, he says, he was met by Ferguson, who was flanked by 2 Kilpatrick Executive Protection Unit cops.
They wanted to show that this police officer was intimidated by Bobby Ferguson, and this is a way of showing Ferguson's informal power because of his access to the mayor.
One of those EPU officers was Kilpatrick's good friend, Officer Mike Martin. Ferguson defense attorney Gerald Evelyn aggressively cross-examined Fountain about why he indicated to the grand jury that it was Martin who threatened him, not Ferguson. Fountain said that wasn't true.
My story's been all along that it stayed the same from the time it happened back in 2001, that I felt threatened about the whole situation with the tickets.
Evelyn also asked why Fountain didn't tell any other police or prosecutors that he was threatened, and why he didn't question Martin, who he once trained, about the incident.
Mr. Ferguson is not guilty of all charges, and I think that's true for all the defendants. So everything that's inconsistent with that, we dispute.
Now, Mr. Evelyn did get Officer Fountain to admit on the stand that while he was testifying in front of the grand jury, he did not correct the person who was asking him the questions. It made it seem like Mike Martin was the one who threatened him. But Officer Fountain was sticking to his story that Bobby Ferguson is the one who threatened him that day at 36 District Court. Reporting live at the federal courthouse in downtown Detroit, I'm Heather Catallo, 7 Action News. Diana, back to you.